Hello, this is Yaakov Kronenberg from Jerusalem, and tonight we'll be doing a new class in the series of classes on Aries ascendant and Mars, the ruling planet, in the different signs. Tonight we'll be doing Mars in Libra. Mars in Libra is an interesting combination because it's in detriment. Mars doesn't work the greatest in Libra, because again, Mars is basically a very egotistical, very power-driven type of sign that cares very little about other people and is mostly concerned with their own needs and desires and the fulfillment of those desires, and it doesn't care too much what other people think. So when you put it in the sign of Libra, it doesn't work so well, because Libra is the planet of harmony, of peace, of working together with other people, and Mars just isn't capable of doing that. So it comes out, the energy doesn't come out properly. Mars doesn't know how to work through the signs. All the planets basically work through the signs, right? There's 3 levels. You have to remember that in astrology, there's 3 levels, what are called Hermes Trismegistus. The ancient astrologers said that there's 3 levels, right? In astrology, and they're the signs, the planets, and the houses. Okay, the highest, and in mystical astrology, the whole thing was to become. To get beyond the influence of the stars. The first level was to get out of the house system. After that, to overcome the planets, and finally to overcome the signs, which are the highest, the hardest to overcome. But in any case, the planets are in the middle. They're between. They take the energy. They use the energy of the signs to express themselves, and then they come down to the earth, to the house system, and act here, according to which house they fall in. So when you have Mars here using the Libran energy, it can be difficult. Now, when you have Mars in the 7th house, Mars in the 7th house is the house of marriage, so it's going to put a lot of fighting energy into the 7th house. The person craves harmony and peace, but that Mars doesn't really allow it most of the time. So there could be upsets and troubles in the marital life, depending on the other aspects to the to the Mars. Determine how good it is, how bad it is, etc. And so, but in any case, the person who has a 1 in 7, marriage is going to become very important for them, because it's because Mars in the 7th, the ruling planet, falls in the house of marriage. So the person is going to be very concerned with the importance of marriage, and being in Libra, it's even more so. So you have to really look at that Mars and see how it's behaving. So I want to look at a chart tonight of a famous actress, and she had this combination. Very interesting chart, actually. I was just looking at it now. I don't know too much again about her, but I know she was a very successful TV actress. Mostly made her name in TV. She started in modeling, as a lot of actresses do. And if you look at her chart, you see right away, it's a very interesting chart. Almost everything is almost all of her planets are in 2 houses. Right? She's got 4 planets in the 7th house and 4 planets in the 5th house. So you got 4 planets in. Her name is, by the way, Susan St. James, and she's got 4 planets. She's actually got 2 stelliums. She got a stellium in Libra in the 7th, and she's got a stellium, 4 planets in Leo in the 5th. So her whole chart basically is these 2 houses. All right. Other than that, all she has is a moon in the unpleasant 12th house, and we'll talk about that later on. And that's its basic chart. Uranus and Gemini in the 3rd, which isn't so important right now. And so if you look at the chart, so our whole life really is built, if you take a close look, it's built around the home. Not the home, it's built around the children. 4 planets in the house of children, 4 planets in the house of marriage. So this is a woman who came into the world really just to marry and have children. If you look at her chart, right? But she started out in America. In America today, things are different. Women don't want to have a lot of children and things like that. So she started out in modeling, and she got into TV and acting, which is another approach to the 5th house. Right? She became a 5th house person. In terms of theater, right? She has Leo on the 5th house cusp, which is very good for the natural ruler of the 5th house. Natural sign of the 5th house, and 4 planets there. And 4 planets there, the Sun in honor, very nice. She also has Saturn there, not so good, and Saturn and Pluto, 2 malefics there, and Mercury there. So in any case, though, she at the age of 40, well, a brief history, she was married 3 times. Again, you got that Saturn, you got the Venus, you got the Mercury there, in the Mars there in the 7th house, and it's conjunct Neptune and Venus. Conjunct Venus is very nice. Conjunct Neptune, it can be a lot of deceit going on in the marriage. Also, I would say, even though Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, she's got, there's 2 Venus planets there with the Mars. So I think that improves the Mars. Right? I think as time goes on, she gets better in marriage. Because the planet that takes Mars is disposited by Venus. Venus is in honor, and Venus conjunct Neptune, she can be very devoted to her husband. This is a chart of a woman who'll be very devoted to her husband in a certain way. She'd have to really be upset to go for a divorce, and she managed to get divorced at least twice. First 2 marriages, I guess she was young, and she was an actress, and it just didn't work out. She had 2 short marriages. One of them had maybe 2 kids, I think. She has a lot of kids, right? She had 2 kids from him, and I think her 3rd marriage was much more successful. She married an executive in television, a very successful man, and they've been married for many years, at least over 20, 25 years. I didn't remember how many. And they've had 3 or 4 kids together. And so she maybe has 6 kids altogether. And then when she became 40, at 40, she decided to really renounce her career and devote her time to her marriage and her children. And that's what you see in her chart. It's so, it sticks out. All she's got in her chart basically is 5 and 7. That's her whole chart: the children and the career, the children and the marriage. Right? The career is, if you look at the career ruler, it's Saturn in detriment. So you see her, like turning down her career. Saturn is low in the chart. It's not a high priority thing with her. I think she gave up her career. And this is someone, when you have the ruler of Saturn can be difficult as a ruler when it's in detriment. It can bring her coming down. No big deal, she lost her career. And I guess there was a plane crash, though. The only thing, a major event in her life other than her career, was they had a plane crash. Her husband and 2 kids were there. 1 kid died. The husband and the other child survived. And again, you see that the mixed fifth house with Saturn there in detriment. There's going to be some sorrow with children and Pluto there. And there's also going to be gains there with the good Sun in Leo. So it's a mixed bag. And you see the ruler of the fourth is in the 12th, the home life. There'll be some sorrow from that the family will. You see that in the chart. But it's a nice chart. It's a pretty nice chart. And I thank everybody for listening.